Well, China has announced its commitments to establish closer cooperation with its Asian neighbours, despite a series of maritime disputes. Analysts say that Beijing's peaceful and gradual approach towards disputes in the South China Sea remains unchanged, and that multilateral meetings will only complicate the issue. Zhang Nini has this report.
The 8th East Asia Summit opens with economic cooperation high on the agenda, but one issue looms large. Analysts say territorial disputes can't be ignored.
We believe that we have a just position concerning the dispute, and we are working towards other countries to narrow the gap and to achieve more agreement with others.
China is working to set up rules to avoid the tensions in the South China Sea. Senior officials from China and ASEAN held 3 days of talks in September in the eastern Chinese city of Suzhou. All parties agreed to gradually widen consensus and push for a code of conduct in the South China Sea. But many doubt that any progress will be made at the ongoing East Asia Summit, as China prefers one-on-one negotiations instead of a multilateral approach. The East Asia Summit opens amid growing maritime disputes in the South China Sea, but Beijing says the tensions over the waters should not interfere with trade talks. China hopes to inject fresh momentum on regional free trade initiatives with its Southeast Asian neighbors. Meanwhile, the country also maintains a gradual and steady push for a code of conduct in the South China Sea and individual negotiations.
Thank you very
Maritime
much.
disputes were recently brought up at the trilateral strategic meeting between the U.S., Japan, and Australia. China has urged the 3 countries not to interfere with territorial disputes and inflame tensions. And China says it does not intend to cloud the talks at the East Asia Summit.
China always wants to play a positive role. We don't want to counterbalance others. We don't want to overweight others' influence in any international platforms. So I don't believe China's intention is to utilize this opportunity to expand our interest and try to gain more advantage. It is not Chinese way to carry out our foreign affairs with other countries.
Analysts say it's important that related countries begin to strengthen maritime cooperation rather than fight with each other. Zhang Yini, CCTV.